Over 40 hours of gameplay and I'm still on part 2. That's gotta mean something. Now, given the fact that I still am on part 2 of this massive and amazing game, this isn't going to be a review on the story, but more of the feeling of the game itself. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Rockstar game and a sequel to the original Red Dead Redemption, which came out far too long ago. You start out as Arthur Morgan playing up in the snowy mountains in a 4-hour-long tutorial that doesn't ever really feel like a tutorial. But when you're forced to go back to the snowy mountains, they feel absolutely isolating compared to the massive scope that this game provides for you once you get out. The game is set in the late 1890s as the Western life is slowly coming to an end. At least that's what the game says. It doesn't ever really feel like the Western life is coming to an end when you're riding around on your horse in the trails, lassoing people out of their horses and dragging them through the water until they drown, and then looting their corpses and lighting them on fire. Or nice things. You can do nice things too. That right there is kind of the beautiful part and the difficult part about this game. As I said in the beginning, I have over 40 hours of gameplay. And I think I might be coming up at the end of chapter 2 pretty soon. The reason is, though, is I never feel bored if I'm not playing the main missions. Yeah, I get to them every now and then, but just because I'm not doing them, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I could just be hunting or fishing, riding around the trails and spotting birds and different animals and having a great time. If I do want to go do a mission, on my way to the main mission, I find a stranger or a side quest of some kind, and then I get distracted with that. And that's not a bad thing. That's an absolutely amazing thing. Now, I feel like I'm talking this up way too much, but I'm really not. I'm saying words like absolutely and amazing and spectacular and awesome and great.
You beautiful, naive, sophisticated newborn baby. What?
I try to avoid doing that for the most part because it makes it sound like I'm fanboying about something and not giving an accurate review. But I've played bad sandbox games, and this isn't one. This is so much more than a sandbox game. This is so much more than a Western game or a cowboy game. It's more than Grand Theft Horse or Yeehaw Skyrim. Possibly the only gripe that I could have about this game is that the slider for the good and evil doesn't really seem to have any meaning behind it. It's not like in Tor or Fable, where if you're good or evil, certain things happen. The only thing I can tell is that if you have more honor, you can purchase a couple more things. But other than that, if you want to blow somebody's head off with your double-barreled shotgun and then loot their horses, go for it. I don't really think it's going to negatively affect your game. The point of it is that this is the West. This is the Wild West. And everything kind of needs to be taken objectively because there's not much good or evil. It's just, it's do what you gotta do. And if what you gotta do is blow somebody's head off, then go for it. If what you want to do is go fishing, do that. If you just want to walk around town, go to every single shop, talk and make friends, do it. I guess what I'm getting at is that there's very few games anymore that you can get absolutely lost in. Then less than that, there's very few games that are single player that are this enjoyable and I can sink so much time into. I've synced days and days of playtime into Overwatch because I like it. I like socializing with my friends. But I've literally brought my console and my TV over to a friend of mine's house just so we can play Red Dead Redemption 2 in the same room together. This game brings you together just because of how great it is. Everybody is playing it. And if you're not, you should. I give this game a 10 out of 10. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other reviews.